planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air.
Let me get this out of the way right now. I have never read any of the Dune novels. I have never seen the movie by David Lynch. And I really don't know anything about the universe whatsoever. Now, the only thing I heard before going to see the movie is that this is a type of Game of Thrones murder spree with space drugs involved. And after seeing the film, yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate comparison. And I do mean that in the best way possible, as the story really does keep you on edge. You know some serious shit is gonna go down, but you never really know when or who is going to be the target of that shit. Director Denis Villeneuve is a big part of why the atmosphere works so well. The directing is just on point, with some beautiful cinematography by Greg Fraser. The movie doesn't talk down to you either. This is obviously a ginormous world with a lot of foreign things in it. And instead of explaining everything, the movie will instead focus on the things that are kind of harder to grasp while just showing you the smaller stuff, trusting that you'll understand its concept. I love it when movies do things like this because it makes you feel like you're part of the world, even if you are just a newcomer. All the actors do a pretty good job here as well. There are some I wish were utilized more, but seeing as this is just the first part of a two-part series, to call this a problem would be jumping to conclusions. Oh yeah, on that note, this is just half the story here. So if you're hoping for a full experience, you may be a bit disappointed. That being said though, this first part does deliver enough to keep you satisfied. On a technical scale, Dune is absolutely amazing. From the cinematography to the production design to the costumes to the makeup, it's all fantastic. Denis has always been good at creating these worlds that you want to dive in and know more about, and Dune is no exception. I don't know how people who are intimately familiar with the source material are going to react to it, but coming in as an outsider, I was very much engaged. Yet all that being said, there is one big problem I have with the movie. Its sense of urgency. The movie does a great job of keeping its tensions, but once the shit hits the fan, you would expect the atmosphere of the film to shift into one of urgency. But it doesn't. In fact, it keeps its same feeling and atmosphere, and with a film as long as this is, that feeling of dread starts to dissipate after a while. So that tonal shift would have been very much appreciated. As such, by the end, that great tension that it had all but runs out. It's a shame because I do think that lack of urgency is going to make people who want to marathon the films once the second one comes out less likely to do so. Although again, with the second part not being out yet, that is a little bit too premature to say. Thusly, I give Dune a 4 out of 5 with a recommendation to see it. Once the second part comes out, depending on how that one goes, I can see this score moving up a bit. But until then, this is still a very satisfying watch. Halfway done. Holy crap, these are moving incredibly fast. There's still a lot more to talk about, so don't you get hooked on the space sauce and come on back tomorrow for my next review. Until then, everyone, stay safe out there and have a good one.